Guys, we're going to do content now. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. I've been getting tons of clicks on these videos, and it's making me feel good. Today, I wanted to look at the most beloved area in the game these days in 2020. Perhaps this swamp that you're looking at here is the reason that Leagues exists in the first place. Think about it. Swampletics, with his series, inspired, popularized, invigorated the snowflake community. Check it out. Leagues 1, we were restricted to being Zaya only. Leagues 2, similar concept. That's really what I think about Morytania. That's what's going to make this video so interesting. There's got to be such... We've seen Swampletics do so many cool things just in Morytania alone, so clearly I think it's going to be a really important step on your Leagues 2 journey. So stick around for the whole video. We're going to talk about all the things that could be useful in your Leagues 2 Trailblazer journey. Let's go. One person watched my recent episodes about League 2 Trailblazer and reached out and asked if they could help. So I said, yeah, obviously. So thank you to Haoli Berry for sending me a couple of resources. This is their rendition of what they assume the areas are going to be in Leagues 2. So check this out. I kind of like this idea already. We got Misthalin outlined here, no Alcarid in there, but then you've got that same color outline around Fossil Island as well. So we've got it all thought through. Wilderness outline, blah, blah, blah. Deserts obviously got all the places that have sand in it. This map seems pretty reasonable, honestly. I think it's pretty good so far. But today, we are looking at the Morytania region. You know, that dark green region on the right side of the map. So here we are in Morytania in this video. What's in Morytania? So just walking into Morytania right away, you notice that perhaps you'll have to do some quests first for this if they're not auto-unlocked, but you've got temple trekking right away. Temple trekking is a source of resources, probably not the best for any singular resource, but it's there. It's here. We've seen Swampletics use it, so it's got to be good. Some of the interesting drops include like bowstrings, silver bars, pure essence, maybe. I'm kind of expecting we'll be able to get those things better from other places. One big, obvious, cool resource, the Slayer Tower, right? Tons of really good monsters in here. I'm not going to go into the Slayer Tower because all these monsters are going to kill me because I didn't bring any Slayer equipment along, but you've got the Spectres that'll drop a bunch of herbs. That's always been a really good source for ironmen to get their herb lore up. And then you got the Abyssal Demons as one really big thing. And aside from just obviously just a bunch of good Slayer tasks. That's one thing that Morytania has. As we head into Canifis, the things that come into my mind are obviously the agility course. One thing about the agility course is it seems really important, because it is really important in the main game. Usually. That's because it's one of the best sources for marks of grace in the entire game. But they did Leagues 2 Trailblazer a little bit different than Twisted League. So one big difference is we're not going to have an argument this time around about walking and running. Everyone passively unlocks automatic running the whole time. So marks of grace are devalued. Not necessarily ridiculously unimportant, but they're devalued compared to the regular game. So I don't know if you're necessarily going to be spending all your time to get the marks of grace at Canifis like you normally would, but hey, that's one of the pieces of content in Canifis in Morytania. We've got plenty of quest starts in here, of course. Remember the most important item in the game, pickled brain, sitting on the table right there. I don't even know what these shops are. We got the taxidermist. Maybe there's a task involving the taxidermist, to be honest. What does the general store sell? This general store sells knives. It's kind of cool. Normal general store things. Other than that. Oh, and the sample bottle. Right, the sample bottle from the general store also is one of those components with that's utilized in the oily fishing rod. The oily fishing rod might be useful for me because I think I'm actually going to be aiming for a hyper AFK strategy in my personal Leagues 2 Trailblazer account. You have a leather tanner here. I think he takes a little bit more GP than other tanners, and it might be further away from the bank. But I don't know, if you end up not unlocking the desert and you just unlock Morytania and you need to tan some stuff, you've got the option. What does Barker sell? Okay, so if you want to cosplay as Season 2 Swampletics, you've got the blue cape here. Rufus, different types of meat, including a raw shark. Raw shark's pretty important right there. So that is pretty much Canifis in my mind. Remember, there's another... there's the mushroom patch right here, and this is where we're going to be going to complete your diary task and get the rewards, right next to Canifis. Usually people think about the mushroom patch and think about stamina potions, but again, stamina potions not necessary in Trailblazer at all, but potentially they could be good for your herbal experience. Still, what is this place? The werewolf agility cores. Is there any reason that that would be good? Do you get money at the werewolf agility cores? Just remember also that the low-level Slayer Master is sitting right there next to Canifis, and there is a strategy in Slayer where you do a bunch of easy tasks in a row and then switch to a harder task when you're going to get a point boost. Level 60 agility grants access to the werewolf agility course that I'm standing at right now. You also need the Ring of Keros, which I think that's how you pronounce that, in order to utilize it. But what good would come from it? It pretty much just seems like agility experience, and I think that you could beat this agility experience doing traditional methods. So I'm not going to think about the werewolf agility course anymore. And of course, a farming patch with an herb patch, really important things. Just remember, there is a water pump here in case you need to fill up your watering can for some reason. I don't know, I thought I'd point that out in case you didn't see it. So passing by this farm, it makes me think about getting Ava's accumulator, because I think this farm is involved in that quest, right? So Morytania is one of those things that'll give us one of those significant pieces of gear, Ava's accumulator. Here we are at the Ectofuntus. Obviously there is a teleport here, so that's a really strong thing after you do a quest. Probably you'll have to do that quest. Ghost Ahoy is actually entirely contained within Morytania, so you probably are not going to start with Ghost Ahoy auto-completed. You'll have to come here and actually do the quest. But Ghost Ahoy will give you access to the teleport and access to whatever this town is called. Right. Port Phasmatys, which I never say out loud. Maybe I should practice that one off camera. Port Phasmatys. Phasmatys? Port Phasmatys. Remember, your Morytania legs will be useful for communicating with ghosts. It operates the same as a Ghost Speak amulet, so that's really good. This spot is a really good spot for smelting ores if that's one of the things that's necessary. The reason the Ghost Speak amulet's important is because this bank becomes a single click bank instead of, if you take the pants off, you have to go through a thing of dialogue every single time. So make sure you're using a Ghost Speak amulet if you're attempting to use this method for smelting ores. I'm starting to realize that Morytania is really expansive, honestly. It feels empty, but there's a lot of stuff here. One super awesome upgrade in Morytania is the Salve amulet. That's going to give you bonus damage on every single undead enemy. And it's significant. It gives accuracy and damage, so really, really good. Can't pass that one up. Huge piece of content not to be overlooked at all are these 5 mounds in Morytania. Mysterious. Yes, we are in the Barrows. Barrows items, obviously really powerful, obviously really useful in the main game. If you're going for a specific piece, a specific full set of Barrows, it's a really big challenge. We watched in horror as Swampletics spent way too long working on the set that he was going for. I don't know, I can't include this in the video. I probably will anyway. I don't really want to be the guy who's not only just trying to get a specific full set of Barrows that might never come, but also be the guy who's doing it really inefficiently on Ironman mode because we don't have a Barrows teleport that's like really easily accessible and good equipment to kill them fast and being low level. So Barrows seems really hard. Potentially worth it though. Maybe it's a grind that we all have to go through to unlock these things, but it seems like a challenge. Oh, there's actually 6 mounts. My bad. Of course there's 6. Okay, so one big last thing, perhaps the last, the Theater of Blood. This is going to be Wooks on day 3 doing Theater of Blood, and he's going to be getting the big purple chests and stuff, and he's going to get tons of views. Everyone's going to be talking about Wooks in early Leagues Two Trailblazer, and it's going to be all because of this area. Maybe you too. If you set your sights on this, we'll get some good Twitch fame for beating Theater of Blood. But obviously there's some good rewards here. I've never done Theater of Blood. Maybe I'll be able to do that in the future sometime here in the main game, but I kind of doubt that I'll be able to get good enough real quick in Leagues 2 to be able to utilize this and hope for a good drop, right? Let's go to Slepe. Morytania did get an update pretty recently in the town of Slepe, and the biggest piece of content that's in Slepe is the Nightmare Boss. The Nightmare Boss's drops generally are useful for PKing, right? That's all I can really think of. And as we've said in previous videos, PKing is not really worth your time. Well, it's not worth your time at all. But hey, maybe someone gets lucky at Nightmare and then they have just the time of their lives killing people in the wilderness with their Eldritch Orb spec combos, and good for you, man. Good for you. We have lit candles on the ground. We've got a bowl of water spawn. There's a couple of more items in there, isn't there? Papyrus is sitting on the ground. Bowl of chopped garlic, which you'll have to telegrab if you want, but also some raw shrimp. Morytania sounds OP. Do you think they will split it? Interesting question. In my mind right now, I don't think Morytania is going to be split for the sake of thematics. And if it is OP, I think it's just going to be one of those regions that a lot of people unlock. That's what I think. So I'm in the Nightmare Zone. That's not the Nightmare Zone. I'm in the place where the Nightmare Boss is, and I don't see like any item spawns around or anything, but this is where you go and hang out with the Nightmare in general. I don't know if the area offers anything of real interest, you know? Other than the boss, which drops absolutely crap. Other than its really big drops, which are PvP focused, I don't really see a point. Oh, there's monsters in here? What can you mine here? Whoa! Okay, so we're still in the Nightmare boss area, and it turns out there's 6 iron rocks over here. I'm gonna walk over there to see if the rocks are like, if there's 3 iron rocks right in a row where we can power mine iron, but 14 coal rocks over there as well. And then we've also got some monsters around in this area. Chad told me, so that's really cool. Apparently we've got lesser demons, greater demons, and pyre fiends. I should explain why I would be excited by the fact that there's a bunch of iron rocks over here. I'll admit it. I'm planning on taking Relic 1, which just auto-banks everything. I can go to the most remote location in the whole map and mine, and it'll go straight to my bank anyway. Check it out. We've got Pyre Lords down here. Oh, I remember this. Weren't people weirded out that they added a new monster that didn't, like, do anything? Like, didn't add to, like, the drop pool or anything, but just seemed kind of pointless? I think it's kind of cool. Guess what, everybody? We have found exactly what I wanted. A triple iron right there. But wait. Another triple iron. So the 6 iron rocks that were here, they're both triples. Let's see how far these boys will walk, just in case you need to be over level 120 to be able to use this without them being aggressive to you. Okay, how far are you going to walk? Can I stand here and you reach me? He can't. He can't reach this far. How about in here? He can reach this one. So this is the more valuable triple rock. Let's head over to Darkmeyer, because this is actually one place that got released very recently, and I'm excited about it, but I didn't bring my vampire clothes along, so I'm going to have to run to the bank so I'm not constantly getting attacked in here. Oh, I can't bank in here. Okay, well, we'll just need to talk about Darkmeyer while staying safe. So one thing that's really great about Darkmeyer, and I love this spot right here, is you've got a bank here, you've got an altar there, and you can stand right here, and vampires, level 151 vampires, will auto attack you. Just like this guy's doing, you just pray melee, and you just sit there, and you just farm vampires. They drop amazing things. They drop good loot the whole time. They drop a bunch of rune items. They drop tons of alchemies. They drop a bunch of cool stuff, including blood shards, but I don't really think blood shards matter. The blisterwood tree, which when the blisterwood tree was released, it was really good woodcutting experience, but they nerfed it. So now it's probably not amazing, but you could just sit here and train woodcutting. That's an option. You know what? If you're planning on AFKing, you should definitely AFK here at the vampires. You'll get a bunch of money, and even if you're not planning on using the blood shard at all, it still alks for 120k, so that could be a nice little boom in your bank. Apparently chat tells me that they're going to unnerf the woodcutting experience rates of the blisterwood tree by the time Leagues comes out. So take it with a grain of salt, but that's kind of cool. This seems like a really cool spot to train your woodcutting then. Apparently Jagex is very aware that it takes about 1,200 kills to get full sets of everything. And so who knows? Literally who knows what drop rates are going to be like, because they could totally have the power to adjust them to make them reasonable, because they know we're all Iron Men, right? So it's possible that Barrows is going to be extremely worthwhile to do, and drop rates are going to be increased significantly, that it'll be worth it to just like grind it out in bad gear even, maybe. Now, other things in Darkmeyer are pretty much my favorite piece of content in the game. Can I confidently say that? I think I can. I spent a whole bunch of time here right when it came out. I love Sepulchre! Sepulchre is just really good fun. You'll get a bunch of agility experience. You'll get a bunch of like magic, prayer, thieving experience. Maybe like a little bit of those. But at ×5 rates, it's probably going to be significant, actually. But one really cool thing that comes from Sepulchre is all the rewards from chests. So you get monkfish, you get prayer potions, and obviously you get to color your graceful to be a dark color. So that's really important, actually. You know what? The most important thing in RuneScape in general, but this also holds true in Trailblazer, is flexing. So if you just come to the party, someone has their 9th 99 party of the day because it's Leagues and everyone has buffed experience, everyone's getting 99 all the time. If you show up and you're not wearing Dark Graceful, no one's going to think you're special. But if you are, you're going to turn some heads. The only real thing I can think of with Burgh to Rott, because chat told me, is you just head over to this, just go over to the south coast. Check out these little icons on the map, little fish. What do you think's there? Oh, harpoon, big net. These are shark spots. You could fish a bunch of sharks down here. That seems pretty legit. That's awesome. Okay, Morytania is huge. There is another thing to look at. It's that special little island called Mos'Le Harmless. I couldn't even remember how to get there. So, fastest way to get there is to take your ectophile teleport, head over to the docks, and talk to Bill Teach, who will take you right there. So let's find Bill Teach. Okay, so Bill Teach is the one on the big boat. So let's just travel. I love this quest series in particular, by the way. I absolutely love this one. So here we are on Mos'Le Harmless. There's not like that much stuff going on, honestly. Like, I'll walk around and talk to some people, but I don't. The first thing that comes to people's minds when they think about Mos'Le Harmless is trouble brewing. Pretty much most accounts do just one game of trouble brewing in their life, and usually that experience is just standing there for 20 minutes and then it's done. I'm really hoping that they make a few tasks surrounding trouble brewing. Maybe something more interesting than just do 10 games, because that means a lot of people will just be standing there for 200 minutes instead of 20, but rather like a task where you do each step that's involved in the minigame, like dyeing a monkey red or blue or something. It's a fun game. I love trouble brewing, to be honest. I want to do a clan event where we play trouble brewing sometime. So let's head over to this cave on Mos'Le Harmless, because there actually is a pretty decently interesting piece of content that you'll unlock by going down here. Here it is, running down the beach to this area. There's a little cave entrance. I think I've been in here once. I don't know if I'm supposed to pray melee right away or what, but let's just head in here. Oh, I need a light source. With a light source this time, you'll see, really important thing, a cave horror. Check out the cave horror. Look at its face. Anything look familiar? Yes, black masks. Black masks which give plus 10% accuracy, plus 10% damage to any Slayer task. These are really, really, really important monsters for Ironmen to kill. The Black Mask has a really, really bad drop rate of 1 in 512. But then again, maybe they'll boost that. I don't know. Oh, there is one more thing to look at. If you go through the cave, you go all the way through. I'm not going to go up there, but you do have teak and mahogany logs up here, and that's potentially a really good thing, honestly. Again, using Relic 1, auto banking, just get an infinite stack of mahoganies and teaks, right? That's pretty good. I'm excited about that. There's Brother Tranquility. We are going over to Harmony. Here we go. I love this quest so much. You get a really cool reward. You go see cool areas. This whole place was covered in poison when you first come here. I think it's great. Harmony has, this is what I'm thinking of most of all, an herb patch. It requires the Elite Morytania Diary, I believe. So that's a decently big ask. All right, everybody, that is all the content in Morytania, and it is a lot of content. There's a lot of ground to cover. There's a lot of things to do, honestly. So, one question that came up during the chat was, are they going to split Morytania in half? I don't know. Maybe, because that honestly took so long to talk through compared to the other areas. I guess we'll see when they release. I do have a hunch that Morytania is so thematically connected to itself that they won't split it up. That's my only reason, though. That's all I'm thinking. So yeah, Morytania, very cool. Thanks so much for watching the video. Hope that you are coming up with a good strategy, good plan for yourself in Trailblazer. If you want to strategize with me, with us, with my chat, come on, join the Discord, follow me on Twitch. Obviously, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like, what are we doing here?